Edward Laos. Welcome to Travel Talk, filmed at the Peachtree Rose Marketing Studios and hosted by the hotel guide publisher, Edward Laos.
Good afternoon, everybody. Edward Laos here, publisher of the Hotel Guide and your host for Travel Talk. I'm really excited about today's episode. It's going to be actually transformational. We've got a lot of great things to talk about. Niamh, how are you doing today?
I'm great, Edward. Thank you so much for having me. It's wonderful to be here.
It's amazing that the power of connection can happen from all over the world. Where are you located right now?
I'm in Dubai at the moment, in the UAE.
Perfect. So from Texas to Dubai, we're able to coordinate our schedules and have this amazing podcast, which I'm really excited about. We've actually had our calls before and talked a little bit about what you're doing with your business. And it was just amazing for me to hear what's going on in your world. So why don't we tell people, our listeners, a little bit about yourself and kind of how you got to where you are with We Love Transformational Travel?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Edward. Well, so We Love Transformational Travel in its essence is a booking platform for all kinds of life-changing trips and experiences. And it was very much born out of a necessity to have a platform that showcases the wide range of retreats, transformational stay properties, wellness properties that can help people make their lives better or the lives of somebody else better as well after their travels. So when they come back from their holiday, they're better. And it could be a very, very small transformation. We call it a small T, right up to a very, very big transformation where they've come back and changed their life and moved jobs and changed country, or else they've really impacted the life of somebody else on their travels as well. And it was very much created out of a need. My husband and I started holidaying a little bit differently around 10 years ago. Came back from our holidays, where we live in Dubai. We're very lucky that we kind of can travel to most places of the world very, very easily. And at that time, we were kind of working on our fitness goals. So we went on a few fitness holidays and came back feeling amazing and, very much ready for our goals and objectives and ready to come back to life, rather than coming back feeling like, we needed another holiday after that, or we ate too much, or,
Yeah.
So it was a very, very different feeling. So we looked into that and kind of investigated what other trips can we take that can help us achieve our life goals. And that's where kind of the curiosity started. And we found that there's amazing platforms out there that showcase so many different life-changing trips, but there's not one that showcases all the different trips that are available to you at different stages and different chapters of your life.
Yeah, that's such an important thing. We were talking about that offline before about, how you got to where you are and what the plans are moving forward. But the story was it's so awesome because nowadays it's experiential travel is really going to the next level. So now you're taking not just experiential, but transformation, which I love that word because I like the little T or the big T, because it really brings into case that each person's an individual and they have different needs and different wants. Talk a little bit about the importance of what you're doing and how that kind of works together with the little T and the big T.
Yeah. So, as I said, you can, and you rightly said that transformation is quite subjective and very personal. And there could be different things or, chapters of your life or trauma that you need to overcome at different stages of your life. And not everything has to be completely life-changing. You could come back and have a little habit, that you bring into your everyday life, like a meditation, or you eat more healthily. But we work with partners. We handpick all of our partners who we work with around the world. They're called our transformers. And then we make sure that they will give our clients and our travelers the tools and opportunities to change their lives. And that's how we basically, our selection criteria is that they will offer our clients these different opportunities, and while they're there and while they're on retreat or while they're staying with them as well. So there's, and we select them based on, if it is a small T, that's perfect because that's maybe what somebody needs at that stage of their life, and that's perfectly okay. There's no judgmental. And and if there's bigger T's in there, we have those guys in to help and support with those bigger chapters and changes.
That's amazing. About how many transformers do you have right now?
At the moment, we have around 150 to 200 all around the world, and we've started integrating onto the platform as well wellness or transformational stay partners, we call them. So they're properties that are built for wellness because they do great work as well in hosting wonderful retreats and stays. And sometimes that's what somebody wants, is to stay in a property. Maybe a retreat isn't their thing at that stage of their life. So.
No, correct. And I love how you're able to attack all the different levels and different wants and needs. So as we're talking about where you've been, any big plans or anything that you're looking at doing for 2025, in this space?
Yeah, so lots of plans for 2025. We go and try as many of our retreats and our experiences as possible. I'm just back from Japan, where I had an amazing experience, and we have two wonderful itineraries, kind of more on the mind and spirituality side, and nature and adventure. So I'm really, really excited to showcase them on the platform. I'll be going to Bhutan in 2 weeks, which I'm very, very excited about. Yeah, it's been on our radar for a long time. So really looking forward to bringing back the experiences as well from Bhutan. I have, a packed itinerary. So, and I know already what categories and what people are going to be looking for when they go there as well. I have a hiking trip to Iceland later in the year as well, which I'm really excited about.
Wow.
And a safari, wellness safari, actually a brand new partners of ours in South Africa. And they have a really, really beautiful wellness-based safari, but also it has a big social impact element as well, which we're going to go and visit later in the year also.
Yeah, why don't you talk a little bit about the social impact and what you do with your properties and who you work with as well, for our guests?
Yeah, so we do have a category called purpose and impact, and that's whereby we work with more charities or not-for-profits that basically we just showcase them on the platform because they do amazing work and they usually impact the lives of other people that need it. So that's our purpose and impact category. And we're very, very lucky in this space in the wellness industry. I'm sure you know, Edward, that most of the people that are involved are good, and they really do have, helping others at their heart of everything they're doing. So most of our transformers, even if it's not a purpose and impact trip, usually their retreats or the wellness, it gives back in some shape or form to the local community or the environment, as well as the guests' transformation as well.
That's all important. I mean, that's really part of the little T or the big T. Transformation is also leaving the place you were at maybe a little bit better than when you got there. And so,
Exactly.
And it's also bringing a little piece of that community back with you, which makes those transformations even better, because people start talking about, wow, I was at this place or I was at this retreat, and all of a sudden that it's like almost being amazing brand ambassadors for, the change that you're going through. So
exactly.
Really, really, really good stuff. Let's switch a little bit from the business. We'll get back to that in a minute.
Okay.
Talk a little bit about some of your personal stuff. I always like to ask my guests, what are some of your favorite travel destinations? And then we'll talk about, and I know you already gave me three, just the ones you're talking about going to. I'm like, those are like bucket lists for so many people. And then what are some of your bucket list travel ideas?
Yeah, it's a tough one. And I knew you were going to ask me this, but I always, it's again, because I suppose travel is so personal and subjective at different times of my life. I've needed different travels. But, one that sticks out as kind of bucket list and very transformational is gorilla trekking in Rwanda. That I was lucky enough to do last year, and that was very much a bucket list trip. And yeah, we have wonderful partners there that do amazing work and really host these beautiful trips out with the gorillas. And that's part of it, and it's a huge part of it is spending time in nature with these amazing creatures, where you're just we sat around a family of 13 gorillas and just watched them go about their day, and that was pretty spectacular, and it kind of was a great experience in being mindful and just watching, and there's nothing else in your mind when you're looking at a family of gorillas just, playing yeah, which is pretty spectacular. But also when you go to Rwanda and the country's been through such a traumatic time, and over the last 30 to 40 years, and what they've endured and what they've gone through really shows you the resilience of people, and what happens when people come together and really, really try and overcome trauma and heal from their past. So that was really I didn't probably expect that, but we learned a lot from being in Rwanda as a country itself, and I'm really really grateful for that. So that was a pretty big tea, and then there's smaller teas, and I had what sticks out to me from last year as well. I had a recent trip with my girlfriends, so I'm from Ireland, and I have a group of 10 girlfriends. We've been friends since we were in school, and for years, everybody's in their 40s, and families and all of these
Yeah.
different life events. So we've never actually had a trip away together. And we managed to organize it last year, and I really think that it's an understated or underestimated trip to take with your friends, your old friends. And really, we do have a category called love and relationships as well. Is
Mhm.
that's important for building bonds and getting your friends together in an environment where, we're not used to. And having those conversations that goes beyond the WhatsApp message or, quick messages during life stuff.
Sure.
We're actually sitting down and having conversations. And I genuinely believe that built our relationship and our bonds um, better than it would have if we didn't have that trip together and go and travel and try new things as well. So I think there's a little bit of transformation in those kind of trips as well. And we all know that having a good community of friendships is essential for long life and longevity and well-being. So yeah, that's not to be dismissed. Those kind of type of trips as well.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, we are not meant to be solo creatures.
No.
We are creatures of community, and I think, one of the great things that I love about travel is it has that ability to do that. Even if you're a solo travel and you go to a community, now
Yes.
you become part of that community. And obviously, when you're getting together with a group of friends or family members and going one place, that little community goes to a bigger community. So I love how you bring that out in what you do on a daily basis, but also just bringing that to the forefront here in this podcast, because people need to understand the importance of community, the importance of experiences, and the importance of transforming at any point in your life.
Yeah.
Being a coach and leadership coach as well, there's no such thing as status quo. You're either
Yeah.
progressing or regressing, and so
Yeah.
your company is the epitome of that, because it allows people to find out where they are, but to always get better.
Yeah, thank you so
So
much. And yeah, I really want to inspire people that when they come on the platform and maybe they don't know what they want, maybe they don't know that you can learn how to paint in Tuscany and reduce your stress and anxiety levels. And very much you kind of hit it as well with solo travelers. These retreats that we work with and that we feature and promote, they are ideal for people, like-minded people, to get together. It's okay if you're interested in one thing and your partner is not. You don't always have to holiday together, but these retreats will allow you to go somewhere to feel safe and meet other people and connect and create those connections as well. So it's important for people to know that you can go on your own and still be in a very kind of supportive environment and really enjoy your travels.
no, 100%, and I love how you brought all of this together without even knowing it. But
I know.
what's the best way for people to find the company, find you, if they want to learn more about the retreats or even to partner with you? What's the best way to do that?
Yeah, you can visit us on our website. It's welovetransformationaltravel.com. Does exactly what it says on the tin. Or else you can drop me an email at hello@wltt.travel. We're also on Instagram at We Love Transformational Travel. And if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, I'm very active there
Mhm.
under Niamh Keohan. Yeah, I'd be happy to hear from anyone from the podcast.
Oh, perfect. Well, we're actually going to put your contact information in the bio and description of our podcast when it comes out and everything. And so it's always important for our readers and listeners to be able to connect directly with our guest. And so I want to thank you, Niamh. I know 15 minutes goes by really, really fast, and we
So
could talk forever about what you're doing and the power of transformational travel and how it impacts people. But thank you so much for being on today's episode. It really meant a lot for you to be a part of this.
thank you so much for having me, Edward. I really appreciate it.
Perfect, perfect. Well, to all our listeners, readers, guests out there, you know the drill. Follow us at thehotelguide.com. Check out Niamh's locations as well on the website. We'll have that in the description as well. And like we always like to say, travel, make memories. And until next time, talk soon and take care, everybody.